Are we live? Of course we're live. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in each and every time. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. Obviously, it's Friday, and I know that's a benefit for everyone. Who doesn't like Friday? Who doesn't like the end of the week? I hope you've all had a good week where you've moved that much closer to your goals, hopes, dreams, and aspirations, or just overcome some sort of hardship. As I always say, you can't do a damn thing without health. So I hope everyone's got their mental health, physical health, spiritual health, financial health, and any other variations of the term, people. As usual, if we're not trying to move that much closer to goals, hopes, and dreams, then what's the point? Please do me a favor, hit the like button, check the pinned message, people. One love to everyone who was on the live watch along, live stream, better yet, at 10 a.m. on Twitch. Obviously, I'm going to be back again on Twitch at 4 p.m. We've got a KLOPP'S Cup final to play. Shirt and tie and shoe stream, so we're gonna have to get kitted out for Wembley. I believe at 1 p.m. I've got some FM content coming out. Check out the Liverpool Arsenal preview I did with James Redmond. Obviously, we're previewing the game now, and I think at 4 p.m. the rerun of my video with Mo will be out tomorrow. So again, if you want to catch these things live in real time, make sure you're on Twitch. Trying to get some guests for next week already, people, because I know you lot like the collaborations and whatnot. Please hit the like button. Get any talking points you've got locked in as well, people. We're going to be previewing the Arsenal game. You know, go over Arteta's comments, AUBAMEYANG's comments. Go and look at Jurgen Klopp's. Offer my 2 cents on the game. You know, there's been, Pepe's been linked with AC Milan, so we'll go over that at some point. But we've got a lot to get through, man, And again, as I always say, it's a pleasure to be here with you lot. Again, man, I can't lie, man. Feels like we've stagnated in terms of growth, but I know we're going to get over this, man. I know we're going to hit 50K and all those things. Happy Friday, nation. I have my pasta and juice while watching. Shout out to you, man. You're making me hungry still. I'm actually trying to go to Westfield very quickly, and you know what? I'm trying to buy a red tie, man. I need to, if I can get to Westfield and back before 4 p.m., that would be great, which is cutting it fine, but we can try a thing, man. Big up DG, everyone who's finishing early today. Shout out to you lot and everyone who's finishing early. Josh, Filthy Gears, Omar, Jay, appreciate you. A man said, looking forward to your expert analysis this morning, my G. I don't know if expert analysis, but I appreciate that, my guy. I really do. G1, come on, my guy. Appreciate you. How long before you start running bants, though? You're trying to move like you're one of the good ones. And as you can see, even Deluded was locked in. Man, some man just said typing. I hear that, But as I said, smash the like button, folks. 100 likes target. 4 p.m. FM22 Cup final live stream. Live watch along tomorrow for Liverpool versus Arsenal. Make sure you've obviously set your reminders and hit the like button where that's concerned, people. So you don't miss a beat. Really and truly. I don't expect to win. So just give us our all tomorrow. Exactly. Facts. Appreciate the South Africans locked in as well. But again, if you don't expect to win, then is that like you said, man? Let's just force it all the way. 1 second, people. Okay. Is this what you're saying? Calm. There we have it. Calm. Everything is blessed. Everything is calm. There we have it. If we lose because they are miles better than us, then so be it. Good morning to you, Pack, as well. From Twitch to the Tube. Again, Lobo, I appreciate that. Shout all the Twitch gang. Make sure you're following on such. DG, the hardest working YouTuber. I don't want to be the hardest working, man. I want to be the smartest worker, man, because again, I don't feel we're growing at enough pace. And I looked at a couple of analytics. They're saying we should only grow by 8,000 next year. 12 months, 8,000 people. It's crazy. It's great. Don't get twisted, but it's like, it could make it a bit easier, innit? It could be a bit more. I can't lie. I'm feeling... I just want more now, if that makes sense. Like I knew I was hungry, I had desire and stuff, but I just next year I need to do this thing I need to go even harder. And again, smarter. DG, I believe we can get a win this weekend. Well, we have a 50% chance. Good thing, really. Big up DG, big up DG and everyone that likes this video. Stream with James was levels. I appreciate that. If you haven't checked that one out, shout to James Redmond TV. Go and give him a follow and whatnot, people. He's quite an entertaining character, and he obviously knows his ball and whatnot. Appreciative to everybody who's obviously taken that one in. If you haven't, Drop the link. Is what it is, man. Late kickoffs and Arsenal don't get along. Hey, we were saying that about 12:30 kickoffs against Leicester, and we did a thing. I've definitely got more faith about us potentially because of how we've been, but I do think I've always said on the best of days, I think there's a lack of balance when talking about Arsenal, especially in a delicate situation like this. And I think games like against Brighton kind of showed it. In my opinion. So it's gonna be a difficult one, really and truly. I think there's no in between with Arsenal, and it's the age old what Arsenal is gonna turn up. Reality is, you win, you put yourself in a good position. 12 games, there's still a lot of football to be said, but who would be you technically move ahead of Liverpool? You know, you'd be level with a couple of people above you. Goal difference is the name of the game. You know, West Ham, I think, have goal difference of 10. We've got a grand old sum of, can anyone guess the title? Can anyone guess how? And then looking, people, I'll give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So again, we're in issues. Our goal difference is 0. We've broken even. We've kind of clawed things back after getting smacked up in the previous games, and we've added to it. Now we're in 0. Reality is there's 11 games played, man. We've got a long way to go. It will be 12 after that. You know, again, we're going to have a number of bumps and bruises along the way. We are going to drop points this season. But for me, I just want to see us, you know, again, be a bit fearless, in my opinion. I would say, one sec, where's the timestamps? Let's actually start with Liverpool. I would say be a bit fearless. And I only say that for one reason, you know. For me, why we should be fearless, because everyone expects you to lose. Like, if everybody expects you to lose, if everybody expects you to get battered, if everyone expects you to hold corn, you know, you should be fearless, because what's the worst that the papers or anyone can say? That you lack heart, that you lack desire, that you lack fight, that you lack integrity, things that are obviously painful to hear if you're an athlete, you know, but at the same time, if you know what it, you know, if you know that that's the worst case scenario, and a lot of you have been here several times, be fearless, innit? Just be fearless. Just simply put, just be fearless. Have a goal. As I've previously said, in short, I want to take Liverpool all the way. You know, they're a great team with a great manager and a great collective bunch of players. But that's what I want to see. If Salah dances past 7 players, 8 players, what could you say? You know, 9 times out of 10, we're not going to see that every week in the Prem as Arsenal. All you could do is take your hat off. Too many times, yeah, these lot have great players and whatnot, but we self-implode. We make some silly mistakes and do silly things. I don't want to see that. You're going to have to meet Liverpool at their maximum. They're going to be angry. They've dropped stupid points. They've had the international period to accept the Brighton and West Ham games and come back angrier. We've scored a lot of goals from set pieces. They conceded 2 shaky ones from set pieces against West Ham. That's an area for us to exploit. But lo and behold, they're going to play well. So it's an understatement to say Liverpool have got players that can score goals all over the pitch. I know there's 1-2 injury doubts, especially where their midfield is, but they're a quality team. What I want to see is that we have to respect them. We can't defend 1v1 versus Salah. So try your best, but also, you know, if he goes past you, it's not the end of the world. A big part of defending is to navigate people into scenarios. If you send him into blind alleys and frustrate him, as great as Salah is, he's kind of irrelevant. You know, Trent Alexander-Arnold, make him defend. He's a great player going forward, and he's a good defender defensively, but he doesn't have to defend 9 times out of 10 because Liverpool are on top of teams. Get at him. You know, the space that these fullbacks leave him behind, that's where we need to get at. The spaces that we leave him behind, we're going to need to be spot on. People need to win their individual battles. People need to raise their game. If everybody in that team raises their game by a further 10%, where are we at now? The funny thing about football, and as great as they are, and we have to have respect for Liverpool. Don't over-respect them. This isn't Formula One. You know, we don't have any more advantages or disadvantages beyond the obvious than them. You know, football's a level playing ground. Anything you've got is due to genetics or due to a result of the training ground. You know, it's not because you're a McLaren driver or you're Mercedes or whatever. If you want to be among the elite, you need to win these games. You know, if we lose, such is life. You know, it's going to be irrelevant that we're 10 games unbeaten and whatnot. If we win, you know, it's a good look. I'm not going to personally get excited regardless of what happens. A man said, try to smile more. Show me your girl's titties. I'll smile all you want. But anyways, away from that, we're here for football. We're not here to green tea in it. You know, stop watching me, man. Watch your baby mum. But anyways, going on with this, as I was saying before, I was really interrupted by someone called Chicken Man. What a knobhead. But We need to raise it. You know, you're going against Salah, quality, Mane, quality, the midfield, quality, Van Dijk, quality, Alisson, quality. They've got quality in abundance. Raise it. And I think you need to respect them. Like against West Ham, there's going to be elements. Liverpool are a better team and a better possession-based side than us. We're going to be subjected to being in our own half. We're going to have to defend, clear our own lines. We're going to have to do several of these things. And it's about recognizing that, not getting scared and not panicking. You know, for me, it'll be a big test if they put in a result. I'm not going to get gassed because for me, I need to see what we're saying in January. Even if we win, I'm not going to learn too much. Man said naughty DG, not as naughty as my man's sister. But anyways, as I was saying, quickly, because I've been kind of saying what I want to see, and I'm saying what I want to see in the game, I want to kind of show you lot visually work one and whatnot. Here you go. Now, obviously, I'm gonna delete these names because there's injury. Again, I haven't seen the injury fitness. I know there's rumors about Thiago, Henderson, man said Phil. Curtis Jones is probably gonna miss out, but you get the point in it. It could be anybody in midfield. So let's quickly remove that in it. It could be Ox, and Ox might strike against his former club. But you know what Liverpool's about. You saw better yet. There was periods against West Ham. West Ham had to respect Liverpool. You're going to be in your own half. They're going to be in your half. You're going to be in your own half, edge of your area for large periods of that game. Ramsdale's going to have to pull a couple saves. We're going to be under the cosh. Clear your lines properly. We need an out ball. This is why, for me, I'm playing Lacazette, because I need Lacazette to get onto. I'll show it in a sec, but get on Fabinho in the transition like he did against Luis, against West Ham, and has done. I need him to get at that, but we need an out ball. You know, all of you have played football, innit? All of you have played football. When you're defending and you're like a team like Liverpool and there's no out ball, this is what I tell you is tiring. You know, you can scream, just clear the ball. But if I'm a fullback, if I just clear the ball, what's going to happen? Trent's going to drop. He's going to get it back and they're going to start again and again. And when you're defending and clearing your lines, you're like, I'm tired. You can't get up the field. So we need players, you know, whether that's Smith Rowe. Can you give us a little burst forward with the ball and just get us further forward? Aubameyang, can you offer a bit of movement on the shoulder? You know, Lacazette, can you hold the ball up for us? Saka, can you be an out ball? Everyone needs to be brave in possession. Everyone needs to not take risks, educated risks. You know, everyone needs to do a bit more. It's not a game where you can just look at the Haaland boys to make things happen. Liverpool have quality all over their team. I know Robertson is fit, but they've got the inform Tomiskas. We know their fullbacks are going to make life hell for us. We know Salah is going to receive the ball here and go in the channels. And obviously with Salah, you need to be humble. You could probably win the ball of Salah a couple times, but 1v1 across 90 minutes, he's going to skin you alive every time. No disrespect with that, because he's a great player. Double up on him, you know. If he goes past one, there's a next man, and keep running into blind alleys. Now, if he dances past everybody consistently, slaps it top bins, what can we sit there and say? My man's a great player. I wouldn't say I'm feeling optimistic, bro. I think we'll lose this game, but what I want to see is a performance. I don't want to see the typical Arsenal crumbling. If Liverpool are a great side, which they are, push them to it. And the reality is you have an opportunity. I'm keen to see, and I expect Liverpool to score, so I'm keen to see how we react to conceding, how we react to, you know, evening, you never walk alone chance, all of those things. It's all been great, really. There's been a lot of naiveties within our play, and I'm keen. I need a perfect performance across 90 minutes, because I've seen enough against, if I was Liverpool, I've seen enough against Spurs, against Villa, against Leicester, particularly in the second half, to believe I could score a goal or two against Arsenal, to put it nicely. And what we need to remember, you lot are a new look defense. Go and show it, because if I'm Salah, on the best of days, he knows playing against Arsenal, he's going to bag a couple goals. He wants to play against you. Mane wants to do the same. Jota wants to do the same. And it goes without saying, as I always say, if there's a sender, which is the man playing the ball, there's a receiver. Van Dijk, first things first. And this is why part of me is considering a back three sort of thing, people, because the ball's over the top, you know. Van Dijk can do it all. The man can do daisy cutters, balls over the top, weighted passes, not just him bearing them. You know, Trent can do it. He can find runners. He can fizz it in behind. Matip's not an idiot with that either. They can spray it. First and second balls. I need Tomiyasu to win these headers. You know, win these headers and the second balls. But if we move away from that and just focus on this, people, the movement. Too many times against Liverpool, I've seen late runners. You know, a big part of these goals are runners. You know, again, follow Jota off the ball. Centre halves, make sure somebody is taking authority across every man. Also, if you're a midfielder, that's not directly your job. But if you can see in real times what's about to happen with Van Dijk there, fucking tuck in. Fuck, because you could buy a couple seconds. You might not even tackle Jota. He might glide past you same way, but you've allowed someone to get round and help out. So this is the sort of things we need to talk about. Again, a part of me wants to go to a back three because of the threat people, but a part of me wants to keep it a 4-4-2. So let's actually remove that for a sec. Again, a part of me feels, what, the only thing that Block's playing free at the back is who's the third centre half. If you pull Tomiyasu, again, you got to remember this is a new look defence, a young defence, where we finally found some stability. You do need to change things on occasion, but we have found some stability. It sounds good. And it could work to go to a back three. But in reality, if you start pulling apart everybody and ruining the centre half, you're going to see a lack of fluidity. You're going to see a lack of cohesion. And I don't know how long they've had to train, especially with the key players, because Partey seems fit. How fit has Partey been? A couple of players have been playing in during the international break. So I'm actually torn towards what I would do. But part of me feels you go back three. I don't know who the hell plays in the back three as well, because you could put Tomiyasu as part of that and he'd help us aerially, as I just said. But at the same time, who plays right wing back? I'd probably bring in Ainsley Maitland-Niles. You could obviously put Tierney on the left-hand side, and then you've got him and Tavares. But whoever it is needs to defend well, because we tried that kind of angle against Chelsea and we switched off. So it's a bit of a brazy one. I'm not a Tomiyasu right wing, Tomiyasu centre back, Tavares right wing back. I think if anything, Saka will do that for me. I don't think it's a game to be doing too many madnesses like that. I hear it, But if we was playing three at the back, who am I going with now? Obviously, it's difficult because I can't get past the back three. I can't get past the back five, really, people. You could do the Tomiyasu thing, but then who goes right back? Is it Ainsley? Which probably would be it for me. I probably wouldn't go Cedric. Or do you keep Ainsley in the middle? Left-sided centre back. Do you put Tierney over there? Do you bring Holden in? I'm sure Arteta's considering bringing Pablo Mari. It's not the game for him. You could put Gabriel in the middle. To be fair with you, I'll probably lean towards this. Why? Holding's decent in the air. Saying that, I've seen Jota and Raheem Sterling beat him to headers, so I need the Rob Holding that batted up Diego Costa. Sorry, and then it probably goes. Obviously, Gabriel picks himself, but I do think Tavares. Before I talk about it, Tavares might switch off defensively, but as I said, there's not too many times Trent has to defend. He's got the best job ever as a fullback in the Premier. He's a great player, but he's out here just putting in crosses. Maybe if we overload that left-hand side, whether it's a 4-4-2 or whatever, Tavares, again, we've tried the whole kind of sitting back thing and it ain't worked really. So do we try defense is the best form of attack? Obviously, don't be naive and fly forward, in which Tavares and these guys can create overloads, really. Salah isn't going to come back too many times. But in my heart, I'm acting like a guns to my head. Tierney looked good in the international break. Tierney plays for me. Bring Tomiyasu back over. To be fair, you could swap White over and put Tomiyasu there, but I'm going with these lot. If it was that Ainsley, well, the man said Ainsley, Tomiyasu's there. Someone's gonna miss out though. And then I think you got to go a 5 in here, man. Obviously, the two industrious man them in there. Then you'd have your Smith Rowe. Saka misses out. To be fair, on form, Saka can't really sit. Saka's probably our best. He's still the best player for me off that right-hand side and our best player in the team. Shout out to Smith Rowe. But if we keep it trill, bro, Saka will start, but it's not a thing where you have to force him into the team, really. I think I'm putting down the battle hatches. I know Ainsley Maitland-Niles had a good game, but I feel Lokonga is better than you, and we need to try a thing. I feel Partey, if fit, obviously he plays. Smith Rowe is one of the first names. What's going on? Smith Rowe is one of the first names on the team sheet, so he's there. Making sure I can count. That's 3, 5, and then obviously you got the 2, Laka, who I need to do the dog work today. Give me an hour just of bare running, working hard. AUBAMEYANG, if you're not doing the captain thing today, you need to get subbed. Part of me wants to do something like that, and I feel these lot could help each other with the pressing. Obviously, Lacazette will drop inside. Let's actually make this make sense, people. Obviously. And there's even, Liverpool's high line. Sorry for a sec, people. And maybe Lacazette's not the guy. But as I said, you saw at times Liverpool's high line can be exploited. Their fullbacks do go walkabout. you know, and you have Alisson who isn't afraid to run off his line. Similar to when Reece Nelson and Lacazette scored, these are avenues to explore. Obviously, their midfield, you're going to have Fabinho there, the protector. You're going to have Ox or Thiago, or even if Henderson's fit, whoever, you know. Lacazette's obviously going to drop in and help us. Smith Rowe's going to be, if he's in a 10, you want him on the left, on the right, popping up. But I want him to come and put a shift in midfield. Let's try and congest that midfield area. And for me, one thing we have done good under Arteta is we fucking counter-attack brilliantly on our day. You know, we did it against Spurs. Damn opportunities will be there against Liverpool, in my opinion. Not too many, but you need to do what you're doing. You know, you need to make it happen. But I went slightly off topic. Let's remove a couple of these Liverpool, man, because I just think it makes it more difficult to read the point. So let's just make a defensive midfield, flat midfield three, just to get these out of the way. But as I was saying, yeah, Laka, Aubameyang, boom, and then obviously, you know, the left-hand side, Aubameyang, peel out there. Smith Rowe, go and have the license to create. Tierney, we need bravery. You know, Gabriel, pull out. We're very easy to read. I'm shook of the right-hand side for us, though, because don't get twisted. Big up Tomiyasu. We know, obviously, when Tierney flies forward, Tomiyasu becomes a third centre-back. There's nothing wrong with that. But naturally, put yourself in the Liverpool perspective. Hit the like button if you haven't, people. Where are you going to target? Brother, if you've got Tierney going forward, Tierney don't just run forward, but let's just say Tierney or Tavares just running forward. Naturally, if you're Liverpool, bro, man's left bare space. You know, let's just say Salah's removed from left back now. Salah's here. He's left bare space. You're 1v1 against Gabriel. You commit Gabriel. Naturally, that's if a fullback flies forward. So the logic of that is, obviously, if Tomiyasu isn't going to pass the halfway line too many times, you know, when Tomiyasu does go forward, you know, it's not really an overlap. It's an underlap. And I think this is going to harm Saka as well, and Pepe when he plays. You know, Tomiyasu is not going to do the overlapping thing too many times. He's going to do that, which is why sometimes Saka and that are receiving the ball in dead areas. You know, he's going to need to, but he isn't going to go forward too much. Marie over Holding, not for me. I think Holding's better than him. I can't lie to you. But I don't really rate Ramiri at all, really. I think he's quite fraudy. But yeah, back to this. Naturally, if he's not going to do that and he's going to tuck in, what are you going to say? For me, if I'm a fullback or if I'm a coach, him not going forward and all this space, that's a license. You're telling me you're not regulating this space, bro. You must want me to forward in there, you know? So if I'm Tomiyasu, man said Tomiyasu, if I'm Tomiskas or Robertson and I'm Mane, brother, this is the angle, you know, because suddenly Tomiyasu is going to be in a difficult scenario. He can't just sit, you know, because the ball's going to come into the box. He's going to have to get out there. And if he gets out there and Partey doesn't think, let me try and cover a space, or there's a late midfield runner where Lokonga or Partey or a defender hasn't picked up and the ball comes in, let's put this ball back over there. You can see why there's problems. This is areas for him. This is areas for Liverpool to exploit. That's if we was to go with a back three. Part of me is saying 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, or do you know what? Fuck it, man. Just keep the whole thing the same. Just keep it the same, man. Saka, I need a performance, though. Just keep it the same, man. I know it's not exactly, you know, it's more a narrow 4-3-3. We're exaggerating. I mean, 4-4-2, but let's just do that. I think I'm going with this, people. I think I'm going with a 4-4-2. Lacazette dropping in, you know, giving us an indirect and an extra midfield body. I think, you know what, Laka, you drop for me. Tomiyasu, you get tucked in. Saka comes quite narrow anyways. I think we can try and talk about their threat, because Liverpool is a width team. They operate on width. So again, stop the crosses. So I think I'm going to keep the team the same. I do hear the 4-3-3, but I just feel we've tried it. You know, again, I don't think Arteta is going to hit the like button. I don't think Arteta is going to win, in a sense of, if he goes with the 4-4-2 thing and we don't win, man are going to say, oh, you was naive, you should have changed it. If he changes it to a back three, man are going to sit there and say, oh, you know, you didn't believe in yourself, you're too reactive and this and that. So he can't win in that regards, people. But I just think, you know what, let's just be a bit brave in it. Attack is the best form of defense. And what I don't want to see is what we used to do a couple of times under Arteta, and more so under Emre. We half do this. You know, we're half a defensive team in the game, and we're half an offensive team. We need to commit. Obviously, if you're a defensive team, you need to get forward, or you can't do that in the Prem. If you're an offensive team, you need to defend, but we need to find that balance. So for me, I'd probably just keep things the same, if I'm honest with you. Need a performance from my defenders. I mean, obviously, you know, you lot, big up you lot that have been rocking with me for a while now. Again, I think any Arsenal fan, 9 times out of 10, you know what the back five is, in it. Like, This doesn't need any further explanation or anything. For me, the biggest problem would probably be, or question mark. Let me know, would you start Tavares or Tierney, people? I'm going with Tierney. I know the form ain't there. I know on merit Tavares, but Tierney's my guy. There is a lot of bias, and big games, I need my flying Scotsman. So I'm going with that. Obviously, you know, the two Chuckle brothers up front in Aubameyang and Lacazette, they picked themselves. Lacazette, I need for at least an hour, I need beer work from you. I can't lie, Saka, if we had more competition, you know, you being number 7, I need a performance. But Saka, one of the first names on the team sheet for me. You know, Smith Rowe operates well off that left. To be fair, him and Tavares have had a great relationship off that left. But, you know, Tavares, he's a bit naive as a young man. All it takes is for Smith Rowe, which he does, is become very narrow. Tavares to go walkabout. And you can obviously see between Trent and Salah, there's issues. And we're going to need a big defensive shift, you know, from everyone. Whoever is playing, you need to put in a shift. It's not a game where you can just do the minimums. You need to do the maximum. Lokonga, for me, unfortunately, Ainsley, I hear it, but yeah, come on now. Partey for me, I think that's me in it, people. That's my starting 11, really. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. What are you lot saying? Tavares starts for you. Just go there with no fear. That's fundamentally my only point. Tierney all day long. He had a great international break. I think Tavares can have a better impact as a sub in this game when Liverpool are tired. To be fair, you don't want to defend against that. Tavares starts for you. I would start with Tavares, my guy. Tavares hasn't been too bad. No, he hasn't been bad. He hasn't been bad. Him, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, bro, they should feel unfortunate that I've dropped them. More so Tavares, because he had, fair enough, Villa didn't do much and Leicester didn't do much, but I was looking at them games. Yo, you're going to learn a lot today. You know, Danny Ings and Watkins, the goal came from Tavares' side. You know, Leicester, they almost had an opportunity from his side as well. He leaves a lot of gaps, but he came through it. Ainsley, I'm not going to lie, Norwich and Watford, again, we weren't amazing, but it was largely one-sided, didn't it? But you can only play what's in front of you. They deserve their spots, but at the same time, are we trying to do this fair thing, or are we trying to put out the best team? You know, take your chances when they come. I hear it. You need to play. You know, if you don't deserve to be dropped, you don't deserve to be dropped. But are we trying to do this fair thing, or are we trying to put out there what is our best 11, or what is the best 11 to get a result? Now, if that includes several other players, what can I say? But for me, as I said, for me, M, and everyone listening, if I'm trying to get a result, maybe the formation could change a bit. I don't really have faith in our midfield pivot, really. But that's the individuals I'm personally looking for, man. Really. I think we'll stay with a 4-4-2 as it's quite fluid and it plays as a back three at times anyways. Good point. Tavares, for me, it's a merit thing. I hear it's a merit thing. And to be fair to you, one thing you like with a Tavares or Ainsley, while it's a big game, Liverpool, Arsenal, and I need their focus, they might be a bit naive in that they can't see the game because they're just thinking, boy, I'm playing well. I've got an opportunity. I'm not losing my shirt. And then obviously, by consequence of that is they play half decent. They might be on that thing. I don't know. Wouldn't mind a back three unless we do end up creating chance. That's the thing. If we go to a back three, our thing isn't the same. You know, one, our players are not at that, you know, they're not at the university stage of understanding ball. These lot are still going primary school in that we're having to unlearn a lot of bad habits defensively and across all aspects, and likewise learn a lot. I know they've all got good groundings. You know, I look more so at Tomiyasu and Ramsdale, but we've got a young and very naive team. And I just feel when you've got that and you've really got inconsistent offensive tactics from Arteta, you know, you're going to lose the fluidity. We found a sort of base with the back five now. Suddenly, when you go to a three, you know, you lose the partnership that these lot are developing in Ben and Gabriel, and they have to work with someone else. You change the shape, you alter the structure, and these guys are not street smart enough. How many times have we played a three, we switched to a four, they still look like they're playing a three, and vice versa? I think in theory, and that's one reason I haven't gone for it. I think in theory, there's every logic to going with a back three, but I just don't know for how street smart our team is. So we might, for better or worse, we might as well keep it like this. But if we're going to, everyone needs to work. Saka, you're going to need to follow runners. Saka, I'm looking at you defensively because I can't lie. I think you get away with a lot. I'm Saka's biggest fan, but I'm an Arsenal fan more. I think people don't keep things fair. I think a lot of energy isn't reserved for a lot of people, not just Saka, a lot of people. Interesting engagements and whatnot, people. Big up you lot. I ain't in a mood today. Just come on, man. I'm here with the football and man are telling me to smile more, bro. Smile when there's something to smile about, bro. I respect everyone's beliefs, and you know, if you man swing that way, they swing that way. But allow me, man, it's too early. I just want to see spirit, DG. There's no shame in losing to Liverpool, but at least fight. I think that's all what we want to see, man. I mean, sitting deep, you won't annihilate his long balls because Liverpool are good at movement. If you sit, you're gonna see gaps. It sounds good in principle, my guy, but it is what it is. I think Tommy won't have troubles against Mane. He doesn't have the speed to put him out of position. Let's respect Mane a bit. Anyone is gonna have a tough day, you know. I'm gonna need Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu struggled against Brighton, so what does that mean? DG, have you watched Mikel's press conference? I know fans are worried, but we don't matter. He seems confident that the boys are ready. I mean, you should be confident. You've had the international break to prepare for this. Salah hasn't scored in his last 3 games in all comps. Let's not be the team he ends that mini drought against. I think on a humble thing, we have to admit they will score. He will score, but it's how we react from this. You know, it's how we react from this. And it's interesting comments. As I said, it's a game for tactics, but it goes out the window a lot, man. We need to take a note of how they played against West Ham. If they do that high line stuff again, they do high lines. They've been, you know, we caught their high line slipping when we beat them at the Emirates. You know, you've said they need to put Oba in that gap between Trent and the centre back and exploit that like Antonio did. True. I mean, set pieces. I know they're probably going to do well defensively on set pieces, but we need to do what we can, really. Interesting comments nonetheless. Play back 3, Tierney in the back 3. I hear that. Tierney's final ball is mere at times, need him to be sharp. To be fair, his final ball, I don't know what it is, but maybe no one wants him to shine. He started the season and now he puts in good balls into the box and no one wants to finish it. I do think he does the same thing all the time. It's kind of bait, but yeah, man. I'd put Tavares still in the team on merit. I can understand putting Tierney for experience. And again, there's no winners. If Tierney looks shaky, oh, Tavares should have started. If Tavares looks shaky, oh, Tierney should have started. It's always the man that isn't involved. That's the Messiah. We've seen times with Aubameyang, with Lacazette, you know, Granit Xhaka thing, you know, right now, fans over the during this 10-game unbeaten run, fans have said, we don't need Xhaka, we need Xhaka, we don't need Xhaka, we need Xhaka, and etc., 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 etc. So it's quite gazy. 60 likes, people. We're doing appalling, I can't lie. Tough crowd on this Friday. Therefore, keeping this brief. Oh man, I want us to try back 5 with Tierney left centre back and Tavares wing back. Not in the Liverpool game. I hear that. With Tavares in. With Tavares in is our best 11. We need to keep informed players. I can't remember when we had the same 11 consistently. To be fair, we've been picking the same 11 more or less consistently. And form is subjective, you know. If you play shit, what's happened there? I think it's nice to have Tierney or Tavares who is playing. Back 4, guns blazing settings, take everything, give nothing. Hear that. Agreed. This season more so, Saka has been slack defensively, and to be honest, Pepe has improved there, but still no end product. Yeah, I mean that's the only thing. Pepe's better than Saka at defending. That's why even when Saka was playing wing back, I was telling you, like, you could see the man's not a wing back. He can do a job. He can have a future. He's not a wing back. You know, again, even them times there, he did have some good games against good players. Like we went Old Trafford, we did bare things, but there weren't really games where Saka was tested 1v1 consistently, backs against the wall sort of thing. But you can have joy by attacking down the sides, by moving the ball quickly and taking on defenders and putting in accurate crosses into the box. Midfield is where the game will be won. To be honest, I know aerial Lacazette can put himself about, and Aubameyang scored an okay amount of headers, but I can't imagine in the air you've got Alisson collecting, and you know he's got ants in his pants. He'll always be off his line. You've got Van Dijk and Matip. Obviously, from set pieces, we can exploit, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'll advocate that. I would say Liverpool's positioning, especially on the defensive transition, is quite suspect. That's an angle to try and get at, man. I think Liverpool are there for the taking. Maybe I'm dreaming, but I think we'll turn up and take the game to them. I wouldn't say they're there for the taking personally, but it's definitely maybe not been a better time to play them. I don't think Saka's been underwhelming or under par. I just think he could do a lot more, man. I saw some Arsenal fans say Tierney left back, Tavares left wing, and Smith Rowe cam. Okay, but if he goes left wing, what happens? Someone's gonna get dropped out. Who from that lineup, apart from Tierney, would you take out? You know, I wouldn't advocate taking out Saka. I wouldn't advocate removing Smith Rowe. You know, Lokonga and Partey, they're gonna start in our midfield unless it's Ainsley and Partey. Would you drop? You know, Aubameyang? I wouldn't drop our captain for this game. I wouldn't drop Lacazette. You know, there's no chopping and changing with the defense, so it's probably a myth. Trust me, hit the like button, man. Saw some Arsenal fans say Tierney left back, Tavares left wing playing 4-4-2. I mean, it could work. You know, two fullbacks there. You know, I'm actually more on playing Tavares than you lot would think, but yeah, I think you try that against Newcastle, man. The only experiment I want to see is if it's Tierney or Tavares, excluding talking about any potential formation. Trent's going to cause us issues, you know. Everyone in that Liverpool team's going to cause us issues. I can't lie. I hear you. You know, the 4-4-2 thing, I don't think we've really been tested. I think, again, I've previously said on my channel that personally, I don't really have faith in Arsenal's 4-4-2 because I think specifically the midfield, where's the cursor gone? I don't think the midfield is strong enough, if that makes sense. I think if you just, you know, I like Partey and Lokonga, but if you get at them, I don't really think it's levels. For, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're playing 3 midfielders, so the partnership needs to be levels, and I don't really believe too much in it. So I think any team that really gets at these men, not to criticize them, for them, it's nothing to do with that. It's just I don't think we've got levels pivots. You've got an issue, and suddenly you could see gaps. All it takes is, you know, Liverpool to be on top of us, and you could see Lokonga doing his own thing, Partey doing his own thing, Saka narrow, Tomiyasu narrow, so there's that gap. Lacazette's dropped in, Aubameyang's on the peripheral on the flanks, Smith Rowe, he's got ants in his pants and he's everywhere. You know, you could see how gaps. Tierney might be further up, Gabriel's there, you know, Tomiyasu's there, Ben White don't know what's going on. You can see how there's gaps to exploit if we're not if we haven't switched on really and truly, you know. And this is where positioning off the ball, there needs to be several problems. DJ, have you seen the Roman Molina thing on Twitter? Yeah, I have. And big up my guy A. We talked about it on Twitch earlier today, and the rerun will be out on YouTube as well. So yeah, I have. It's quite mad, really. They said Arsenal players were doing up helium and them thing there, which again, if they can't rise up, proof there's a thing. But listen, as much as it's about tactics and the rest of it, people, it's about integrity, it's about desire, it's about meeting the challenge head on. Anyone that doesn't want to be in for a big day, come out of it, because it's a big day for the defenders, a big day for the attackers, the strikers. You might only get one chance. Easier said than done. Make sure you put the ball in the back of the net. Liverpool only lose to 4-4-2. We have to use it to stop the supply from Trent and Robertson. I mean, we've beaten Liverpool without a 4-4-2, but I hear that. I'd rather play 3-4-3 and overload the wide spaces and look at what Brighton did to them. That's good. But again, when we overload the wide spaces, people switch off in midfield and don't follow runners. But it's good options, man. To be honest, it feels good to have these debates about who should start, or be it only midfield and left back. But it's been a while, to be honest, about good players, not liabilities. If you don't hit the like, El Nene will start. I hear that. El Nene just catching a stray for no reason. I suppose Tierney and Tavares overlapping would be class, but there's never anyone in the box. We need to wait for a complete striker till we try that. To be fair, I think Liverpool won't mind that. This game is for men. Pepe needs to start, not Saka. I think one's a 26-year-old man and one's about 20 years of age. I think they're both men. Last time I checked, again, they're allowed to identify as non-binary if they want and all these things. But last time I checked, they're males. So I'm not quite sure of that rather weird comment. Maybe you're checking their pieces. Pause. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave that one to you, my guy. If we go and look at Arsenal.com now, you know, shout out Nikita Paris, even though I'm not really fond of you for the Aluko business, even though I'm not a fond of Aluko. But let's see what the people have had to say. First things first, let's see team news, people. Kolasinac got absolutely written off in the international period. So he's probably not a thing. As you lot can see, left ankle. Siad sustained a significant injury to his left ankle playing for Bosnia and Bosnia during the international period. Siad is now starting his rehab back in the UK and continues to be assessed. And with his contract running out, probably the worst news. As we know, Granit Xhaka is making progress. He's not involved. So that probably means Thomas Partey is fit. Aubameyang is fit. We know there was 1-2 rumors. People were getting scared. People were feeling some sort of way about these guys. Let's see exactly what's being said, man. Where's the whole press conference? Let's get into this press conference, people. Really and truly. Just before that, where's my timestamps gone? Just before we read that, let's actually make sure we're locking off some of these things. That's that. And then 40 Arteta press conference. Let's go, people. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you're hitting your reminders for the watch alongs and all those sort of things, people. In fact, on that, let's start being shameless with it. Make sure you've hit the like button on such people. Show it some love. That's the first link. Oh, that's a V actually. There ain't no first link. That's the first link. Make sure you've hit the like button and set your reminders. Obviously, at 4 p.m. today, we've got Mo. The Mo one will be running. Make sure you're there, folks. That's that one. Obviously, make sure you've checked out the James Redmond Arsenal Liverpool preview, people. And I've got a couple other bits and pieces. You know, the rerun of the Q&A, Football Manager content. Another bit of a Liverpool preview as well that we did earlier in the week that I cut up and I thought, you know, we'll give it to you lot. But yeah, man, content, man. But getting back into this thing now, Arteta on Liverpool, Smith Rowe, El Nene. It doesn't get much tougher for us than a trip to Anfield this weekend. When was the last time we won? I think I've seen a statistic online today, people. Now, you know, the last time we actually won at Anfield in the league, Arsenal have won none of their last 8 Premier League visits to Anfield, winning 0, drawing 2, and losing 6, people. So again, these runs have to come to an end. Again, Liverpool are going to be angry. We're not going to get the Liverpool, Brighton, and West Ham got, but this is the Premier League. If you don't like tough challenges, go play somewhere else. You know, go and play for Bayern Munich or something. If you can, when some of you ain't even getting that team where you can just beat up the people in Germany nine times out of 10, really. Anyways, on Smith Rowe's performances for England, big up Smith Rowe for becoming an England capped player, really and truly. And, you know, it's lovely to see, you know, Iwobi's left, but Iwobi's gone on and made a lot of money for this club, become a Premier League footballer and represented his country at international level. We've seen Ainsley, we've seen Saka, we've seen Smith Rowe, we've seen a couple of players now progress. And you would love to hope that, you know, the rest are able to do such. That's what the academy is about. First of all, I was surprised because it happened just after our game, but I was extremely happy for him. I know the expectation he had, a lot of talk around it, and he really enjoyed it. I saw him yesterday, and he was delighted to score a goal for his country. It was always special, and he made us proud. Not only him, but Bakayo and Aaron starting for the national team. I think it's a great sign for the club, and, you know, I swear Mikel Arteta and Almunia and all them and there, they wanted to play for England at one point. On whether Liverpool away is the ultimate test. Yes, it is. It's always a test, like he said there. Bro, it's Anfield, you know. Beyond the obvious, these are when the fixture calendar comes out in before the season starts. Obviously, you know, for me as an Arsenal fan, you look at Chelsea. I look at both games at home and away, but you look at Anfield, you look at Stamford Bridge, you look at Old Trafford, you look for the Etihad, and so on and so forth. You know, you need to raise it. You know, raise it again, play to your maximum. It's all fun and games beating a Villa team, it's a Leicester team, a Spurs team that are not in form. If we were to win, the same thing said about Liverpool. It's not Liverpool in their best strength, but you know, we can only play what's ahead of us. So it's always a test. It's a fantasy brain fart, people. It's a fantasizing stadium to play football in. You have to be at your best and raise the level to your maximum standards emotionally, physically, and tactically. Because if you don't, you'll be exposed. And raise the level to your maximum standards emotionally, physically, and tactically. Because if you don't, you'll be exposed. Raise the level to your maximum standards emotionally, physically, tactically. Because if you don't, you will be exposed. That's it. That's it. That's it. This is what I mean sometimes for all Arteta's criticism that we can give him. Sometimes he's indirectly saying that. I hope that drum has been banged on. Everyone should, you know, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. But if the goalies, the centre halves, the strikers, they're fearful of letting the team down and they act according, we have half a chance. You could raise your standards and be at your maximum. We still might lose, but that's the minimum. The minimum is the maximum. Simple as that. Anything less, we are not getting anything from Liverpool. We're not the team to catch Liverpool on an off day, you know, really. So we need to earn the right, if that makes sense. Going to Anfield is always a test, but if you are able to do that, there aren't many grounds as good as there to feel that you are a proper footballer. Remember the time I used to be a bit confident going to Anfield as an Arsenal fan. Such as things change. It is difficult to judge on this season because what they have done in recent years, I think Jurgen and his staff have managed to bring the club to the best moments in their history and to sustain it, which is the hardest thing to do. So they have transformed the energy around the place. I think the cohesion and the energy they have created in the stadium is something special. And Jurgen has done that at other clubs. He has been at it other clubs he has been at. So it's his talent he has. He has built from there and obviously been extremely successful. On Aubameyang's role, keep doing the same because he's getting in great positions. He's having chances and things will happen. He has scored quite a lot of goals. We don't need we don't need the Aubameyang from Watford. We need Aubameyang to get back to it. He was basically, we were playing with 10 men there. We always demand more and want more, but he needs to continue that form that he's in, the attitude he's showing, and as well the level of implication that he not only has on the team but around the club as well. On the reason Aubameyang came back early from international duty, no, it wasn't pre-planned. We have to assess him and see how he is and make a decision. We have a lot of players who have been through some different games, issues, little injuries. So today we have to test everyone and see how we are to play tomorrow. Obviously, a bit of that is gamesmanship. You don't want to give too much away. On his return not being linked to an injury, again, let's see how everybody is. We have to see them today before assessing them and make a judgment on how everybody is. Pardon me. On Thomas Partey, same again. He could not play for the national team. He really tried to do that because they had a massive game and he really pushed for that one, but he wasn't close enough to do that. Again, it's something we have to assess today because he has not done enough preparation work. So again, potentially, even if Partey is fit enough to play, you know, is he going to be the same Partey? And it's a game where you're going to have to just get through it. On whether Ramsdale should start more for England, I mean, Arteta said he don't know. You know damn well it's not just a Ramsdale thing. The England #1 shirt should be an open reign. To be fair, Pickford's form's been a bit poor, but for England, he's done well. Ramsdale, a couple other man probably could get in the look at. On the unbeaten run, helping confidence ahead of Liverpool. And it should give you confidence regardless. We need to keep perspective. As I said earlier, if we go and lose this, it's not going to matter about the 10 game. People are just going to start moving mad. But I want these players to have the headspace that obviously if you lose in calamitous fashion, shout at yourselves and whatnot and get any complacency out. But remember, you went on a decent run. You just need to get back on that horse. It's going to happen. You're going to lose. We're not going to be unbeaten to the end of the season. We're not going to take maximum points. So if you do lose, have that headspace to say, all right, cool, we lost to Liverpool. No shame in that. Maybe the performance could or was good enough or could have been better. We go to Newcastle and do what we need to do. So I'm not too sure on that. And I don't really like the fact that our unbeaten, it should give us confidence, but our confidence shouldn't be attached to that because these things are always very subjective. You know, it's 11 games played. We haven't accomplished anything in this, you know. Let's see what it's saying in 10 games time, when it's 22 games, when it's 33 games, you know. Right now, we're in a good platform. But as I've said, as we did under Emre when we finished a point behind, as we did last season, you have to try really hard to not, in the last couple of seasons, you have to try really hard to not get European football. If you lot want it, it's there. Everyone's going to want it as much as you lot. Everyone has to remain hungry because we haven't accomplished the thing. Some of you, well, you've all played professional football. Some of you's trophy things are not the most decorated. You know, I want us to be where Liverpool are. I want the manager to be where Klopp is. I'm sure some of you players want to have, you know, Van Dijk can go home and shine his Champions League winners medal and Premier League. That is where we want to go. So raise your levels accordingly. You know, it is what it is. And it's a fantastic stadium. You know, they are confident, they are in good form, but they know that every game is different and we have to go game by game. And I do agree with that because when you hear Ramsdale echo that, it makes sense. It's a long run. The Premier League is such a long competition and you will have different moments. We've gone from getting relegated to winning the league now. You know, if we win this game, where does that put us? But obviously, we want to maintain the moment, maybe momentum was meant there, maintain the form and to do that, just perform at the highest level. Which is what you have to do in the Premier League. And for sure at Anfield to go there and win. On a win taking us into the top 4, that would be objective. That would be the objective. The standards that we have at the club, the objective is always to win the game. It doesn't matter where you play. I can't say based on the tactics that's always been the case. It sounds good in isolation though. You always have to prepare the game to win it. And that is the way we will do it, to go to Anfield to get the result. Let's hope so. On whether our expectations have changed this season, they shouldn't have. You need to get back into Europe. The targets are always linked to the expectations of this club, which is always to be the best. It doesn't matter where you compete. It doesn't matter in what moment or project you are. Just answer the question. It's always that demand. That should not change because it is attached to our culture, our ambition. And every player here has to be thinking that tomorrow is the most important day and we have to win the game. The rest will take care of itself. It sounds great, but you didn't even answer man's question. Even like me in Football Manager. On whether we can compete for the title, mathematically, it's still possible, as Wenger would say, but myth. But I do enjoy just the, come on, Arsenal title challenge. We all know it's not happening, but just the fact that you look at the league table, it's looking all right. You know, it is what it is. I would love to dream of a league title, but I got more chance of winning that in Football Manager. In fact, I say that we're a long way off, really and truly. Where am I, 5th? Anyways, You know, we'll see, man. He said, I don't know what will happen. No one can predict it. This league has given a lot of surprises in recent years to everyone. From our side, we know what to do. I don't know what word this is, people, but I think it's meant to say we know where we are, where we want to be, and the best way to do that is to go game by game. On being in the side the last time we won at Anfield, and again, you should be banging that home to the players, saying, "Boys, I've just become a manager. The last time you man won here, and some of you have been at Arsenal significant periods of time, I was playing." And the way we're moving in midfield, the fans are saying me and Eddie should probably register for the 25-man Premier League squad. That should be enough motivation to want to put that right, you know. Anyways, you know, another team he's got history with, you know, shout to Van Bronckhorst getting the job and whatnot, but it's a myth, but I didn't read this. I hope so. It's been a while, as you mentioned, so it's time to do it again. I have experienced both winning and losing. I know why you lose matches at Anfield, which is the mindset, emotion, and the preparation that you need to go there convinced and make sure you're at the races to compete in that stadium. Facts. On our record at Anfield, he said, I don't know. Obviously, the quality of the opponent has a big say. It's not a coincidence that last year as well, before we went to Old Trafford, it was, I don't know how many years before we won that Stamford Bridge the same. But first of all, you have to believe that you can go there and that you can beat them. That's the first thing. If someone is not with that mindset, they should not put on the shirt and go to Anfield tomorrow. And that's what I say all the time. Don't get on the coach. And then as I said, you have to raise individually your game to your best, emotionally, physically, technically, and tactically. You have to be able to suffer in the right moments. Facts. Because there's going to be moments where you're going to have to do that. Again, camped in our own half, camped on the edge of our area, looking like we're going to concede. And then as a team, you have to have very clear ideas of what you're going to do on the pitch to beat that side. On why we can beat Liverpool. Yes, we can beat them because of all the reasons that I said, what I see and believe. If not, there's no point traveling. And you always have to find the reasons to believe that your team can go there and beat them. We can't stop Mo Salah, but we can try and stop his team. So I'm not going to read that on if this is the toughest test for our defense. It's one of the toughest places to go in the league, that's for sure, for the environment, the energy that the stadium creates, the quality of opponent, the quality of the coach that they have. For many reasons, that's why they have been where they've been in the last few years. But we know that, and we have to focus on what we can do and what we have to do. On what makes Anfield different from other stadiums, again, I'm not going to read that. We all know it's emotional. It's a madness. It's a great stadium, you know. Again, he playing very coy on Aubameyang sign and being the penalty man again. Maybe, you know, if Lacazette's on that field, maybe you take it. Our last two pens, Aubameyang's looked a bit shaky, man. You know, we know, again, big up Emil Smith-Rowe and all these, man, and big up Hayland and things like that. We know it's part of our identity. I'm not going to read any of this, people. We know Hayland's up there with some of the best academies in the land. Only Chelsea can talk to us. Apart from Chelsea, who's producing players that are playing week in, week out for their club. Whether our thing is different to Chelsea's, but you get only Chelsea are chatting to us, people. He said on whether he looked to the academy before the transfer market. I don't think so. Always in our system, whether it's a player, whether it's a staff member, whether it's any other part of our club, we need some recruitment. First of all, we look inside. What do we have? Can we promote them? Do they have the qualities to do it? If we don't have it, then obviously we have to start the process from outside. He spoke on a couple of futures. He's on Lacazette's. He said there's so much talk. What I can say is that I'm really happy with what Lacazette is doing at the moment. And I've said we're not going to be talking about any of that until the end of the season. And I think that's damning. If Lacazette was, because we never said that around Balogun. Well, it did happen, but that wasn't the language he used with Balogun. That weren't the language used with Saka. That is the language used with Laka. So tells you everything. On El Nene's future, and I rate Arteta purely because even when El Nene last season was bossing it at Old Trafford, he said, listen, chill off on the contract talk. Again, I'm really happy with Mo. I won't be discussing individually other players, and it's no time to do so. Okay. What's this? It's incredible to test yourself at Anfield. Oh, we've already had that. I think Aubameyang had something to say as well, people. And I want to see what he had to say. Yeah, here it is. Being a captain. Being a captain is the nicest job in football. Let's see. I'm the coolest captain in the league, maybe in the world. To tell the truth, I try to be an example. I think that is the most important part of being a captain and trying to inspire the young people in our squad, but also the older people as well. I try to give my best and give whatever I can for the club. This is the job when you are the captain. This is the job you have to take, to accept it and to deal with it. It's a nice job. It's definitely the nicest job in football, definitely. I think it's really important to speak to them. And I think everyone is expecting me to communicate a lot. but I'm a quiet guy, a shy guy, but that's okay. I try to improve, and I definitely I try to speak. Most importantly, in the dressing room, I think that is the biggest part for me. I always try to be positive and give support to the guys. He then went on to say, "My door is always open. You got office in the ground now." When we struggle, I just like to say a few words to the guys and try to give them positive things in their mind. In my mind, even if it's just one or two words, this can change something, and maybe it's a good thing. All right, calm. Where is this it? Ramsdale, a Ramsdale piece. And Ramsdale's, he's come a long way. These same Sky Sports that were questioning the decision to sign him and saying we tried to get Neto are now saying, comparing him to Ederson. Let's chill off, man. Because the same way he's gone through good form, he's going to go through bad form. You look at De Gea, quality keeper. There was times he looked like a mug playing for United and people writ him off. But Cream always rises to the top. And if he does want to have a career like De Gea, or in the sense of playing significantly for a top club, he's going to go through these moments, But let's see what it is in it. One of the most striking aspects of Ramsdale's performances this season has been his distribution. They has, but I'm not going to lie, unpopular opinion, big fan of Ramsdale. I have seen moments where it's going to get a bit shaky. The pass against Spurs, against Watford, him and Ben White, there's been a couple of moments, even for England, low-key against San Marino. Go and look at his positioning before the save he makes, I'm not saying he's the finished article. I'm nitpicking. We have to now nitpick because the man's got potential and he's definitely wonderful with the ball at his feet. Could show a couple of midfielders how to, to be fair, if Ainsley Maitland-Niles had his distribution skills, then we might not need a number 8, really. I'm scrolling all the way down. We know he's a bad boy keeper. We know he's a good keeper. We want to play out from the back. It's an issue. He said, the way I play is I like to mix it up. I'm very comfortable playing short and playing passes into midfield. Hopefully that's something that I can bring to the team, but I'm not afraid of going long. Of course not. You was at Sheffield United. You think Chris Wilder gives a fuck about all these stats? Mate, put the ball in the mixer, put it forward. We got McGoldrick there, Billy Sharp, win the knock-ons. Well, man, he's had to do that. Apparently, he sent 84% of his passes long at Sheffield United, but that has dropped to 58%. And again, just because of what I said, Chris Wilder don't care about that. And you got a long way to go if we can mention you with Ederson and that, but it's nice to have a competent keeper. It's nice to have a competent defender in Gabriel and a competent keeper in Ramsdale. Apparently, his overall pass accuracy of 60% is relatively low among Premier League goalkeepers this season. A reminder that at 23, there's still plenty of room for improvement. Looking at his shot stopping, again, bring me some statistics. He's made 20, and I would say this, as much as I like Ramsdale, nothing against Ramsdale for us as a team. More time, when we've done this 10-game unbeaten run thing, right, people? And let's take Leicester, for example. Leicester was largely one-man affair. One team affair, sorry. If our keeper is winning man of the month from Arsenal and winning man of the match consistently, take nothing away from him. But as a team, are we protecting him enough? Is it a closer game than we think? Are we putting enough distance between the teams? Do you get it? Really and truly. So yeah, man. Since his debut, he has made 25 saves in. Wait, sorry, people. He made the second highest total by any Premier League keeper in a game this season. That was against Leicester. And while it was largely untested in that 2-0 win, as I was just saying, if the keepers had to do bare stuff, then we need to read between the lines a bit. He's made 25 saves, people. And the underlying data underlines just how important he's been. Again, he's up there with Mendy. Probably the majority of their Mendy stats are probably because of Chelsea versus Brentford. Obviously Ederson, Alisson are not going to be there because largely these teams are untested like that. Only Chelsea's Mendy scores higher than Ramsdale for expected goals prevented this season. Mendy is also the only keeper in the Premier League with a higher save percentage. He's only one of two keepers, along with Ederson, to have more clean sheets than Ramsdale. And, it's not just Ramsdale with the clean sheet. Shout out to Arsenal's defense, the defenders, the coaching staff for working on that. We got a long way to go before I think we're actually a good defensive team, because we were up there for clean sheets last season. With this new look defense, as I said, hopefully they can unlearn bad habits they've picked up along the way, and we can promote good health habits, people. XHAKA said he just keeps surprising people. I mean, he is a leader, he is a fan favorite, and I think it's a good way of proving people wrong, people. He was told to be himself. He's clearly a loud character. He wears his heart on his sleeve. I like him a lot, man. I like the energy. It's easy to fall in love from a footballing point of view with these guys. One of his old coaches said he understands the game really well. It's like having a coach on the pitch. As you know, You love this is how keepers are. This is how all my Sunday league keepers are. Even, shout out George Montella, hated him on the football pitch. Hated him. The man wouldn't shut the fuck up. Sometimes when I absolutely just bang him. But I like that because he's a nuisance. He was there for clean sheets and he was a mad bastard as well, man, just coming out to collapse everything. Once he even collapsed one of our defenders. And rather than seeing he's all right, he said you shouldn't have been in the way. I was like, bro, you probably concussed my man, but cool as you like off the field, but that's how it should be. And I get the vibe with Ramsdale. We're all here to have a laugh and a joke, but I think Ramsdale knows that there's a time and a place. At times, it hasn't always looked like that at Arsenal. It's like, but yeah, like he said, man, he understands that. Probably a bit of propaganda gassing him a bit, but he's doing his thing, man. He likes to rattle and whatnot. So shout out to Ramsdale for that one there, people. But in relation to Ramsdale, the press conference and whatnot, that's that. Aubameyang speaks on being Arsenal captain. Ramsdale, the new Ederson, let's call that timestamp that. And that completes that bit there. 1 hour. Bish, bash, bosh. Everything is going great today, ain't it, people? Fantastic so far, man. We've been on fire. Someone said, been a while since I've been here. Thoughts on Van Bronckhorst. LA, you're doing me dirty. Why you been gone? I don't know too much about Van Bronckhorst, but from what I hear, they think he's done good stuff at Feyenoord, and he's spoken about potentially being on this Brendan Rodgers thing and all of these things. So we're gonna learn a lot in it. I hope he's a decent gaffer, so Rangers have a straightforward process of life post Gerrard, but I don't know. I'm not educated enough on that. DG, Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. Let's talk about the problems we will bring them. We are growing. We will bring the heat with this young and fearless team. I mean, that sounds good in the Disney Channel thing. It sounds really good. We do have threats, but we're going to need more than just buzzwords and fighting talk. We do have threats, but it's down for these players mentally to respect Liverpool and deal with the threats, but also when the chance permits, go and do something. James Redmond collab is out, bro. Been done. Is the stream with Mo on YouTube or Twitch? It was on Twitch. It's gonna be on YouTube at 4 p.m. Actually, let me spin that back. Let me make some things clear. So what? Share that one on YouTube for me, please. Where's the James Redmond one? Share that for me, please. And make sure you're following on Twitch because I'm playing Football Manager at 4 p.m., folks. As I was saying, there you have it. That's the Mo one. I think that's premiering in 3 hours, as you can see here. That's that. Allow me. Well, I can't get copyrighted on my own videos, but yeah, that's James Redmond. So yeah, they're out now. Well, one's out at 4, one's out soon in it. So go and take them ones in. And obviously 1 p.m. is Football Manager business, people. I always try and drop an FM video a day. Check out the FM playlist as well. Obviously on that as well, make sure you're obviously here for the watch along tomorrow as well. Most important bit. Don't want you lot to miss that. Come on now, I'll be upset if you lot can't join me. Even if you can't join me, hit the like button, people. Does a lot for engagement and whatnot. So yeah, make sure you're here for that one as well. Be a shame if you're not and whatnot. Shout out you lot, people. So that's that. Hopefully I've answered them questions. Don't need to see Lokonga's complacencies tomorrow. No, you don't, or there's going to be an issue. The team has to bring it, I agree. Have you seen that video, that Arteta video doing positional play? No, but he should be doing that. 11 likes until 100. Bro, this was a tough crowd today, but we got there, man. For sure, Tini will have Salah in his pockets. I don't think we can make assurances like that, but I hope so. I wish I shared your optimism. DG, thoughts on Arsenal fans saying we have one of the best defenses in the league? Well, I mean, I'm a bit more confident about them shouts than it was last year. When I see us really look like a defensive team with good habits, like, Gabriel's good. There's some habits he could take out. Still learning a bit about Ben White. Still learning a bit about Tomiyasu and Ramsdale. I think we could have one of the best defenses, but the best defense, I don't think so, because we don't defend from the front the best. We don't, we could be up there, but I don't think so. The Red Man collab was lit. You man are doing this thing right. Appreciative, Andrew. One love to everyone that obviously enjoyed what they had, man. And that's what we tried. They're trying to get some other collabs going as well. Defo top 5 man to a man. I'd say in terms of the unit, I'd say we're up there, but I wouldn't say we're first. I think City's defense is better than us because of how they manage. I don't think there's more than just for me anyways, there's more than just a defense than the defenders. It's the mentality, it's the good habits, it's how you manage a game. And collectively, do I think we're better than City's? Probably not. Who do you see scoring for Arsenal tomorrow? No clue. Don't care who. Just put the ball in the back of the net, man. Would like it. Obviously, there's not even a like thing. Don't care who scores. Obviously, we'd like AUBAMEYANG to score. You know, he was public enemy #1 in our last game. He could bag. Laka likes the big games, and I like this to see the knee slides. So why not? Saka's not been really bagging. So if Saka plays, would like to see him bag. But I'm at the point, broski. I don't care who scores, how we pull it in. Just put the ball in the back of the net and walk away with something, man. You know, who knows? Tomiyasu might just score a banger. Who knows? Let's get that up here. I pause that, man. What's all of that about? I mean, as you lot know, Pepe's been linked with another club, people, which is in typical Pepe fashion, really. The latest club he's been linked with seems to be AC Milan, where for a variety of reasons, players that used to play for Arsenal or used to play for Arsenal are always being linked with AC Milan, or former Arsenal targets are being linked with that. Want to sign Pepe. Where is the article? Had it. Let's delete that. Here it is. Let's go to it, people. As you lot can see, now you can. Arsenal flop an idea for Milan. Don't think that. I think it's harsh to call him that, but apparently AC Milan could give Arsenal winger Nicolas Pepe the chance to rejuvenate his career by reuniting him with Rafa Leao. Obviously, they were together at Lille. According to Milan Live, the Gunners are thinking about selling him for just 30 million euros, having been disappointed following the 80 million they invested in signing him from Lille. The 26-year-old has 25 goals and 18 assists in 98 appearances for Arsenal, which is far from an awful return, but given the price paid, their management were hoping for more. Well, maybe they should have spent the 18 months looking at the player and seeing the IQ is not quite there, and just not committing 70 million euros. Obviously, it's not 70 million up front. There's a lot of variables. Maybe they're on selling him for 30 because he's only hit 30 of them. That's what he should have been signed for. But here we are. And it just sums up Arsenal's reckless spending with big money. You look at him, Lacazette, Mustafi, Granit Xhaka. Some of these players are better than others. All these players polarize opinion because you cannot unanimously agree that these guys have hit the heights. Anyways, with that, the report adds how it is clear that Pepe, who is capable of playing across the front three, could represent an idea for Milan, who are looking to add some quality to their right wing position, given certain players could leave people. Pepe is certainly a player who needs confidence to express himself, and Milan might be that people. So a Tomori style deal could be done along with an option to buy, and I'm sure Arsenal might take that. I mean, if you could go and bring in another winger, why not? I'm all for it, but I don't think letting Pepe go is wise in January. You know, I mean, if Lacazette's linked with a move away, I don't know if you let either go. You know, you could say there's a reality to sell both, but you're losing a lot of attacking quote unquote quality. That's a very subjective word, but it is what it is. Let's see if there's some other, Arsenal could be about to let Nicolas Pepe leave for a paltry fee. His future is in doubt. Who knows? He hasn't played in the last 3 games and it's all over, really and truly. You know, he's not started 3 games. It's over. Arsenal looks set to let Nicolas Pepe leave the club in January, according to reports from Italy. He finished last season in fine form, 5 goals in 3 games. He's yet to score this campaign. He's now firmly behind the Haaland boys in the pecking order, and there's still question marks. He's got 2.5 years left on his deal. As I've previously said, Pepe, everyone contracted until 2024. Him, Saliba, Saka, Martinelli, you need to decide what you're doing. And I wouldn't be against Pepe signing an extension, but it's probably a relationship, better yet, that needs to change, really and truly. Is this a new article? Fucking right, man, like XHAKA. You lot who's this? Joseph McBride. Is this what you're on? Spinning these old ones again? Man's injured and you're still spinning it. Roma boss Jose Mourinho could revive interest in Arsenal star as exit looks inevitable. Jose Mourinho failed in his pursuit of Granit Xhaka over the summer, but he could go in for him again with an exit for the Swiss international, looking increasingly likely due to other performances at the Emirates. I mean, if he's still favoured by Arteta, I don't think Xhaka has anything to worry about, because it feels like the world has wanted him to depart Arsenal. The one person whose decision makes a difference, he said give him a new deal and things. And I know him being out the team, you could say he might not get football, but there's also been games against Palace and Brighton where fans were screaming, oh my God, we need Granit. Now we're winning games. They said we don't. You know, it's a squad game. Whether you rate Xhaka or not, we need the man fit. He does have strengths that other midfielders don't primarily have in this team. And I'm not saying that to praise him. I'm just saying that because that's what I believe. I don't think it's good enough. I feel we've got players that aren't quite expansive enough, and you've got Xhaka that needs a million touches to do things where the best midfielders do things in 10 passes. So it's not really the best of cocktails. So it is what it is. But let's go away from all of this waffle, people. Jose Mourinho's been linked with a move for him again. I'm not too sure when it makes sense, because obviously he's just had a big injury. And again, surely Roma, before committing for him, would want to see a bit better, you know, that he's over these issues. Apparently, reports have claimed it's not impossible for Roma to go back in for Xhaka, and it looks destined that the star could be pushed out following the success of the team since the midfielder's been out. Boy, Xhaka was at the heart of Arsenal's worst ever Premier League start, and the midfielder made things go from bad to worse after he showed. Sorry, people. While my Wi-Fi is connected, the Ethernet cable just dropped out. Just saw it go in front of me, kicked it, but we're back again. Everything should be cushy. We're sat back again. Where's my Crocs? Put my feet them back in that. But yeah, man, it is what it is. He's been linked with that. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Xhaka can get a lot of game time at Arsenal this season, but it is what it is, man. I would like a midfielder, like I'm sure many of you would, but let's just pull it on our Christmas list and see what happens, innit? That's that. Roma to return for Granit Xhaka. Leave it at that. Should we see what Liverpool have been saying, people, in relation to their players? Klopp provides fitness update on 8 players ahead of Arsenal. All three, what? Liverpool are checking on the fitness, sorry for hitting the thing, of Jordan Henderson and Robertson ahead of Saturday's clash, while Mane is fit and available. Mane's been killing us since the Southampton days. Robertson is Robertson. It's an issue, people. You know, it's going to be mad. Apparently, all 3 sustained issues while representing their countries during the international break, with Henderson and Robertson now working to be in contention to face the Gunners. So we've got issues around Partey primarily. All of these players somehow are going to be fit. Mane has already been training with the Reds this week and is fine as he completes his recovery from a rib complaint. Klopp specifically said Robbo was lucky. We can probably say it was a little bit Dom's, the intensity of all the games he probably played rather than anything else. He was smart enough to make the right decision. He went off early, which usually is not doing. He is not usually doing, but in this case, it was absolutely right. And there's a good chance that he can be involved at the weekend. Hendo is a little bit more injured than Robbo, but a chance for the weekend. So we are working on that. It's not a serious injury, but in this short period of time, we have to see if he's fit. If he's fit and ready for Saturday. But after that, 100%, and possibly for Arsenal as well. Saido is fine. Painful but fine. Everybody who had a rib bruise knows it's an annoying thing. But sad, I think it means Saido trained with all of us in all the sessions. We took him out a bit earlier here and there when we know it will be full contact, stuff like that, just to give him a bit more time to settle, but he looks fine. I mean, considering we didn't kick the ball off for Watford, I don't advocate cheating, but, you know, could you just give Mane a little quickly in the game? Quickly. You know, run past you. What? Done it off quickly. Dark hearts, quickly. You know, we're going to need that. Could it be something that could be done? But, yeah, man, in relation to Milner, or he said, so Joe is still not available. I think that means Gomez. He's in a good way and it looks pretty good. It was clear he will need a few weeks, and that's still the case. The rehab is not finished, but in a good place, actually. Naby and James are in a good way as well, getting closer. Probably next week, we expect them being back in team training. Let's see what that means for the Porto game, but not for the weekend. They are not available. Bobby is getting closer, but not for the weekend. We'll see, and we'll take it a bit longer. In relation to Curtis Jones, obviously, he's got an eye injury. He said, I thought I saw all injuries as a manager, but that was really a freak one. He was very lucky in the end. because we all know with the eye, there's no jokes about it. Let me say it like this. So I hope he has, on a serious note, we hope Curtis Jones's thing, is all right. He said he's good. He's just not allowed to do a lot of things in the moment. We have to wait until the doctors give us the green light. Curtis is completely fine. He has his eyesight back, all these kind of things, but the eye is still recovering. So yeah, football is not something he needs to be doing right now. It's a bit brazy there. And I'm sure Jurgen Klopp is going to be vexed, or well, we're not going to know, are we? But, I did read this before it's come off their website, and he was saying it's going to be completely different. There's fighting talk from Van Dijk, as you can see. I mean, Liverpool need to sack their website admin because what's going on here? But yeah, you get the point, man. It's brazy, really. Let's say 112 to 115. Liverpool press conference. Klopp injury update. Let's call that. It looks so beautiful when you see the timestamps come together, people. Let me actually copy and paste those timestamps as well and put them somewhere for you lot. You lot don't even read the damn description. I used to put them in the comments of the vids, but I purposely stopped doing that so you lot could actually read the description, because I fucking put them there. Do all this work for you lot. 126 likes. If you hit the like button, I appreciate that. There's nothing wrong with dark arts. Trust. At the same time, it's brazy, man. Come on, AM, big up yourself. Bro, hitting man below the belt. Tomorrow will be a great signing, and he'll be in contention to start. You have to respect him a bit more than Holding and Chambers. If we can weather the Liverpool storm, can we nick 3 points at Anfield? Well, if you do that and you stop them from scoring, you have half a chance. Keeper keeps being man of the match contention every week, shows we're still shaky and allow bare chances. True, and when you couple that in with random brain farts and losing the ball on a sloppy thing, like, it's a young squad. Let's be real. There's been times Gabriel, Ben White, Aaron Ramsdale, Lokonga in particular, they've all had brain farts in games. Saka switched off, Tomiyasu, all of them, they're young guys, and it's about not doing that. I would try to quieten down the fans at the start and end of each half. I'd say the most you can do that is by making it difficult. DG should write that book on dark arts. It'd be lovely if I could commission pieces from Jose Mourinho, Luis Suarez. I would love a podcast with Luis Suarez, Jose Mourinho, RIP Eddie Guerrero. If he could somehow be resurrected, we need dark art specialists. The people snowboard in England. You're talking to me, but I just left London for one of the only times ever the other day. So I don't know, but there must be little places to do that. I don't know though. You have to talk to someone, man. We get to see how good our defense is now against top sides. 100% is all I ask. Exactly. That's it, man. Is what it is. And the dark arts are necessary in the game, man. They're necessary. Very, very necessary. And, I somewhat like that. Now it seems that, all right, cool. These lot are doing it. We're going to do it, rather than we try to be this holier than thou guys where everyone else is just moving mad. Oh, to me, apparently, the Galatasaray rumors are still there with El Nene. Nothing reading worthy to you guys. What else is there? Jamie Carragher said he's been proven wrong on Aaron Ramsdale. Fair play. So, DG, if I visit the UK from Canada, can I get you on a snowboard? I'll pay for everything. Snowboard. I respect that, but me on a snowboard? No. I don't do them things there, bro. I'll watch it and I don't do them things. I'm on the adrenaline thing on the rides and that, but snowboard, no. Snowboard, snow diving, skiing, all of them thing there, keep me out of it. I'm not on it at all. I'm not. Some man said skis, nope. Do you know how many videos I've watched where people just get collapsed on them skis? They try to do the thing and then they just get collapsed. The only thing I would do is the kiddie bit. I know there must, when it comes to skiing, there must be a little kiddie one where you just go up and down and that's it with the little 5 and 6 year olds. That would be pause. That would be the only thing I would go and do. And then I'm probably going to a hot tub or something. I'm not on the madness. I'm not trying to, only in PlayStation games, man. No, it wouldn't be lit. It wouldn't be lit. It wouldn't be lit still. I can't lie. Most people look to the comments for timestamps. We could do that. Man said skateboard, you know. Well, if someone wants to, if some producers of a TV show have seen my channel and they want to commission it and throw me the bag and say, listen, you can do skiing and them thing there, then I'll do it. Again, with some stipulations. Listen, I'm not on it. Like, I'm not on it. Like, I'm not on dropping off it. I'm not on listen, I've seen too much calamities. Like, just a humble guy from 4th Street, you know. What business have I got with doing snow diving and snowboarding or whatever they call it? I ain't got no business with that. We cold and shit as well. Trust, see, that's calm, bro. That's calm. I'm not on it because I'm the sort of guy I'll get gassed. I'll be like, yeah, this is light. Start trying to do things that I'm not made for. Start trying to bust some skills, and then it's all collapse, innit? Ankles bust. I don't want to be them guys when they drop. You're seeing skis over there, just collapsed. I'm not on it, man. I'm not on it. Oh, I'm really, really, really not on it, man. What else is going on in the world of football? Any questions? Shoot them people as well. Don't feel any sort of way. Graham Sooner says Jurgen Klopp will have a side. Sorry, Graham Sooner says Jurgen Klopp's side will have a point to prove after the West Ham defeat. I mean, naturally, yeah, they're gonna be angry, innit? Like the man there have been dropping points. It's crazy. What else is going on? Let me check some other websites and see if there's anything Arsenal related, man. Apparently, Ferland Mendy is not present at Real Madrid training today. God, he's probably been moving mad. Hey, when's them Black Friday deals as well, man? I need to buy stuff, man. You lot didn't. I'm just talking out loud there, people. You lot didn't need to hear that. What else is going on? Just nothing else. Arsenal related people. It seems like quite a boring day. You know what I mean? And obviously at 4 p.m. Football Manager stuff. We've got a cup final. You know, 4 p.m. Can I get on a man said the bus? Can I get on a train to Stratford, Meridian Water to Stratford and back? Can it be done? If I can get to Stratford and back before 4 p.m., I can get a red tie. Arsenal be lucky not to concede 4. I hope not, man. I hope, man. Mitchell, I hope not, man. Please, you know, if we are to lose, can we just hold a humble 2-0, 2-1? Something where there's a bit of face to be saved, man. I don't need... You already know, man, the sort of savaging that Mane and Salah specifically have done. At least we're not going to have Firmino was rude with it, man. This guy scores like 2 goals a season and saves them 2 goals for Arsenal, man. And not just slapping it in, no look. Just doing the cage stuff. They have not been rating us specifically, man. DGX games. Myth. Hey, to be fair, man, remember I had the skateboard still. Thought it was easy. Thought you could do that. What's it? Is it Ali or something? And then I started watching that show called Scarred. Myth. Snowboarding has helped me a lot on the pitch. I realized it helped a lot with balance and keeping me strong on the ball to my hold-up play, bro. Man's got all of that Lacazette thing. I don't, you get me, man, go gym. I don't need that for that, but I respect it. Enter the Winter X Games, brother. You think this is cool runnings, innit? At Arsenal, all the players inhale nitrous oxide. A player came back to celebrate his birthday in Paris under the theme. I mean, I've seen that before, but I mean, them footballers do balloons. We've been seeing the players do balloons in Dubai. You know, obviously, I don't think man should be doing balloons at all. You know, it don't make sense. You know, you're gonna deaden that. You know, you've seen the things happen, but out of all the things I've seen come out with that Molinda guy, bro, man are having parties and pooing in people's mat. People are doing paedophile things, you know, that they should be locked up for that. People are doing raping people. And again, you should die for that. If you're doing pedophilia, raping people, you need to die. You know, not really going to get at my boys for doing some balloons and that. To be fair, considering the form we're in, Liverpool might not be too excited playing us. I don't know, man. DG heard about the Mazzari news. I mean, that one there just keeps getting recycled, you know, the right back one. It just keeps getting recycled. So I don't know whether to believe that. You know, really and truly, it's just one of them recycled Arsenal rumors. So I don't know if it's true. If Pepe left, who would be the backup for Saka? I mean, instead of backup, we need someone that can fight him, because let's be real, he's number he's number 7. Like, if you're number 7 at any club, you know, they should always, 7s and 10s, you always want to upgrade on them. And I just think it's too easy for a lot of these guys. It's too easy to pick Saka in the first team. Really, this is the worst kind of Saka's kind of been. He's not playing a pooling, but he's not first name on the team sheet, and there's no one to compete with him. So you need to be upgrading someone that can score goals and whatnot, because that will make his game raise. There's going to be a time we're going to say that about Smith Rowe, about Ramsdale, about Gabriel. What we don't want, and none of these guys are like him, so it's not going to happen. And respectfully to Bellerin never had competition for time. I think on top of everything and many other things, I think that was one reason Bellerin never kicked on. You know, Bellerin should be the best right back in the Prem, or one of them. You know, instead, you know, you're not saying, well, Livermento's been in the Prem for 2 minutes. You know, some of you lot last longer than your wives, than that, and he's already better than him. There's been no improvements there, really. And I think a big part of it was because there was no competition. At a time, there was, even last season, there's Ainsley and Cedric and all these men, but it's all Mickey Mouse stuff. I think the only time it looked like Bellerin had some competitions, Debussy, and you know, when Debussy got that injury, who was it? Someone was an effing, pardon my language, a cunt. I think who injured him? Like, is that the Emirates? I can't remember, but the ball's going off, and someone's nudged him, and I think he bust his shoulder in that, and that was it for him, innit? That was all the fat lady had to say, really. That was the closest I've ever seen to Bellerin having some competition for that spot. Well, Curtis Shaw's been around, but big up Curtis, man. He's been around still. And I know he must have seen some Mazzers being a footballer and them thing there. He must have seen some Mazzolinis. You hear about Mendy, bro? He's moving bookie, bro. I think he lost his pace, but even that, yeah, the pace thing is dead. Like, because if you lose your pace, for me, that should make you a better defender, because you can't rely on that now. Like, genuinely, no disrespect to Bellerin, but when I pre him, the pace thing is the pace thing, innit? But you're not good 1v1. Yeah, you're not good 1v1. You don't cover well. You don't read the game well. You don't tuck in well. You don't do a single facet of defending well. Modern game or not, you can't be a good defender then. So I hear you on the pace thing. Clearly, when he lost his pace, he regressed. But technically, he's meaty. You know, defensively, there's been no evolution. And, you know, I think there could have been more with the coaching. But when they've not done any of that, there's issues there, innit? So he's just, on top of the injuries, it's just been stagnation. Really. We need a winger who's gonna grab back goals anyways, man. Eric Peters or Bardsley against Stoke. I think it was Peters, you know. You're gonna park the bus at Anfield, bro. Park the bus. Bring the bus. Put that 149 down there, that 279, anything. Put that over there. Park double-decker buses. What do you want us to do, man? Football wasn't his number one passion as he grew older. He got caught up in the life, forgot what pays the bills. To be fair with you, you know, I feel, you know, I actually like that Bellerin's got all of that. I do think you can be focused on football and focused on other things. I don't even think it was that. I hear you. I just think you just shit, bro. Like, I just think you just got complacent. Like, some of these young players, man, are playing for Arsenal. There's no real competition. You know, Wenger's biggest strength was he won't be onto you. He'll give you that sort of, he kind of give you the tools and hope that you pattern. Sometimes players have looked at that, and ultimately Bellerin ain't developed. Like, my man cried about, I want to go back Spain. I want to try La Liga, this and that. Bro, man, I'm not even starting that much. And this is why Bellerin, again, I really want him to have a good loan spell, because that means we can move him on. At this moment in time, I don't think Betis take him permanently, and he'll return to the club with a year left on his deal with a decision to make. And him being homegrown and Arteta liking him, there might be another leg to this. Bellerin might be inevitable. I don't like fans saying people aren't focused on sport. They play when we don't know. Bro, this is the thing is, bro, you know, you go from 9 to 5, you can do everything, man. DG, what's your take? I'll stick to Nuno Tavares for team chemistry and considering team form, not disrespecting fearless Tierney. I hear it. Me personally, I'm starting Tierney if fit. If Tierney gets ripped, then it's all irrelevant. I just think he's got a bit more experience, a bit more street smart. You know, I do like the fact that Tavares is a bit He's mad with it. You don't know what he's going to do. And I think we don't really have unpredictability. And, you know, Liverpool kind of, you know, their analytical team can read us like a book. He might be someone that can do something booky, you know. But again, if we're going to do that, you need to double down on it with Tavares. What I don't want to see is what we used to see under Emre, where we're half trying to be this defensive team against these sort of sides, and we're half trying to attack. We need to commit now. Obviously, you need to defend if you're going to fly forward. If you're flying forward, you need to have a shot and whatnot. That goes without saying. But in relation to that, probably Tierney still. Probably Tierney. I think another one of my vids is dropping right now, people. Go and take that in as well. So, yeah, man, let me have one last look at Arsenal news, people. It's still trying the Raheem Sterling one. Tired. Not really much from an Arsenal perspective, is there really, man? So, yeah, we might as well get out of there, man. Someone needs to stick it on Trent, attack him, and try to stop the cross. Facts. We haven't conceded first in a long time. So how do we react if we do concede that first goal? You feel sorry for yourself and think the floodgates are opening up, or do you react? Because West Ham conceded the first goal. He was laughing come the end of it, and it comes down to belief. Them man, they never gave up. Bro, there's no winning, man. There's no winning with anything. If Arteta goes 3 at the back, you're too defensive. If he goes with a 4, he's naive. If he plays Lokonga and Partey, he should have played Ainsley, Maitland-Niles. If you play Ainsley and Partey, he should have played Lokonga. You know, if he plays Tavares, you should have played Tierney. You play Tierney, you should have played Tavares. The only things he won't be criticised for is probably the 2 centre-halves and Ramsdale, you know. Is what it is, but this is the life of being a footballer, man. If we let Pepe go, it shows that we are a small club. Pepe is a really great player. The manager should try him up front as a forward before giving up. Arteta is a poor manager if he's not able to work with Pep. Yeah, man. Anyways, on that note, though, people, I've been cutting up a lot of your time. We've been here for 90 minutes. I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, make sure you've set your reminders and you've put on your alerts and you're following across Twitch and YouTube, because there is a bunch of content now. At 4 p.m., the video with Mo will come out. At the same time, I'm going to be on Twitch playing Football Manager. I think one of my FM videos reruns is out now at 1 p.m. Go and show that some love. Tomorrow is watch along business. So as I said, make sure you're here for that. There's a bag of content, people, and there's going to be a bag of content. Let me share screen. As you can see, make sure you're here, people. It's a jam-packed weekend. We got that. Big up me. It's out now. It's out. Shout out me. So go and show that some love, people. And also check out the FM playlist as well. I appreciate you calling me reliable, Emmanuel. Appreciate that. So, yeah, man, I'd appreciate it if you're there. Again, Redmond business. And I'm not going to lie. What's this? Oh, Mo. So I'm doing so much content, man. Man, I even forget what's there. Look at that smile, mate. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. Come on, man. Get someone who looks at you the way I look at Bukayo Saka, man. So, yeah, make sure you're hitting the like button. Big up yourself. Big up, mate. Calm and measured as always. Have a good one. You lot have a better one. And I hope you're all having a good close to the week and you've all had a good week. If you want to watch DG get smoked on FM, tune in, you're meant to say. You see what happens? Learn how to spell, you prick. Tune in on Twitch. Look at this cheeky twat. You know, I can't be saying nothing, man, because I had to turn it off yesterday. I swear we was winning against West Ham in minute 92-0. Somehow the game ends up 2-2. Josh, enjoy your day at work, man. But you lot are drawing me out now, man. Obviously, on a serious note, everybody stay blessed, stay safe, you know, continue to be in good health, and we'll buck up again, man, you know. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and obviously good night to someone out there. Peace out, people. Stay blessed, stay safe. You know, hope to see you join me till later today. If not, make sure you're there for the watch along tomorrow. It hasn't been put up yet, but I'm going to do Leicester versus Chelsea on YouTube probably as well, because I think we're struggling. You know, we're struggling for growth on YouTube. So I think I have to, next week and this week, just going to double down on watch alongs on YouTube and try and get to 42,300, because we seem to be stop dead in our tracks. I don't know what's going on, but on that note, peace.
There's always just that active red light, defending. I think it's like